Let me at him!
Well, there it is. Hello and welcome to a 4 vs 4 random team game on Warcraft 3. Golems in the Mist is our map. I guess I'll control. Oh my. Oh my. Depends whether Orange is up for it as well, and whether he can control. I don't know. Then I don't know that. Oh, Orange is AFK. Balance would make a perfect meme. Do you want to actually play, or what? Do you want to do something, Orange? What are you up to? I don't think he's going to do jack shit, Orange. He just seems to be crying. But it'd be probably better if he just either leaves or plays. One of those two. Well, good game. Okay, get rid of the guy. Thanks for basically taking ages there to leave, so that's going to hurt me even more for trying to control you. Appreciate that.
I wish only to serve. Summoning is complete. Summoning is complete.
Okay, we'll do a little traditional 1 vs 4 game then, shall we? Don't often get to do these. Well, I do them more often than I would like, put it that way. And all of the build orders are basically messed up and not really correct here. So we're going to basically slowly get towards the units that we want to get towards. Certainly isn't going to be a smooth transition. So I'll just try and build stuff and hopefully make it work.
Yes, me lord. All right. More lumber is required. What do you want? We need more gold.
You need more gold. Teal's got shit tons of gold, so he's going to go double on the barracks. Going to get the grunts alongside his Torrent Chieftain. Ready for action? Maybe you are. You need to come over here. Get double barracks as well on that. What you would do if you actually had the resources. Don't even think I got a hero with this one yet, so I might want to work on that. And didn't I get an arcane tower earlier, but it didn't obviously get built, so that's good. And by good I mean bad. Can't build there or won't build there. So Footman's going to be doing some scan. This is completely and utterly way messier than I'd prefer my 1 vs 4s to be. Just to put this clearly to you. He's trying to tower. Okay, Fiends for you. I'm going to tech you up so we can go towards something good.
My patience has ended. We are enemies. Hide us.
Sweet.
Our men need assistance.
Footman's down. Plenty of grunts there to go.
Something complete. You want? Yes. Work complete. More word. Yes, me lord. Off I go then.
My patience has ended.
Alright, let's have a little look, see, shall we? What we can get up to.
Something to do.
My patience has ended.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Aye. Wait till you see me in action. Wait till you see me in action. Build more bombs.
Let's take these buildings up as well.
Summoning is complete.
done. Give me some. What do you need? Yes, mate. I'm coming through. Say no word.
So you're the troll headhunter boy. We're going to tech you up as well when we can. Everyone else's resources are actually kind of rock bottom at the moment, so that's kind of good. Means that I'm more or less spending it all. Let's put some pressure on. Plenty of fiends coming out for you. Want to make sure that we've got you filled up. Goals, get in the wood. Looking good for that front. More headhunters. Yep, they're doing what they need to do. Double rifles. Purple's got 30 out of 40 food. I'm getting a bit better these days at actually keeping an eye on this stuff now than I used to be. Alright, let's see what they got. Uh-oh. He's going to suck up all those moonwells, so they're going to be useless for the armies that are going to be wanting them basically later on. We're just going to tech straight up again to frostworms so I can actually have some powerful units, because that's one of the ways they can actually beat us with like strong teched units. But rifles are always very good. Headhunters doing what they need to do, and grunts as well. Off you go. Heroes looking good. No one's deciding to defend this base. You might want to get cracking with that, boys. Otherwise you're going to have a hard time. Am I just going to get this base down for free? Is that what's going to happen? Maybe. Let's see if we can get a tech on you. Can we get a tech on you? Yes, we can. Purple's the one with a bunch of resources now, so I guess he can still keep getting rifles. If not, then he can just upgrade towards other stuff. Farms, that kind of malarkey. Mountain King is number 4, apparently. Shadowhunter's 3, Torrent Chieftain's 2, Death Knight is 1. Oh my. No one's defending this, what is going on? Well, here's a little example for you guys for a 1 versus 4 situation is you can win these if people are just not fucking paying attention. Because that's apparently what they're not doing, is paying any attention at all, and just keep adding all your units if you can to new hotkey groups. If you want to see how I'm doing this, Death Knight is 1. This is a bit overkill. I like to have my heroes on separate hotkeys, but I would probably advise that you don't do that if you can't take on too many hotkey groups. And I don't actually hotkey any of the buildings because it's just too much of a nightmare otherwise. I'm going to go double Arcane Sanctum on. No, I'm not actually. I'm going to go towards tanks because that's even more powerful. And we're just going to send the army in, pretty much A-move style. More grunts can come out from you, plenty more headhunters, that's good where they come from. Upgrade the headhunters, good DPS. Try to get the Mountain King to Stormbolt in on that, because this is obviously very nasty versus this. Hex as well to secure the kill on that. Get the towers down as well, because that's going to do shit tons of damage. Unless you deal with the towers. I have got a lot of necromancy, so that's nice. Pull back a little bit there. Okay, so more rifles, more grunts. Almost got my see if I can pull the Torrent Chieftain out of that little mess. I should have access towards frostworms shortly. Triple racks, frostworms, perhaps. Torrent Chieftain is down, unfortunately. A bit too much threat, but it's way more important that I actually get like the macro going than anything else in this game. These units need to join me. Plenty more towers where those last ones came from. Pull back all the armies if I can. Big ass hill. Try to get that going. And then get back into a big old fight and see if they can deal with it. Loads of threat versus the Mountain King. Let's just join the party. If not, don't focus it too hard. He'll start to run, so you're going to lose your DPS if he tries to get out of your range. Looks like we're good to take out the Archmage. Yep. Pull back any weakish units if you can, otherwise just get a nice heal going off. Now we're starting to get to the point where resources are getting kind of crazy. Work towards the workshops. Orc is doing whatever Orc does, which is not much. He can just keep going grunts as far as I'm concerned. That's serving its purpose for me. Try to build up the heroes levels and stuff like that if you can, because that obviously helps you. One more, because it would be ideal if I was the Undead, right? Undead, and if I wasn't the undead and this was the undead, because then I could feed for frost ones, because that's way more powerful. If you have like a couple of undead allies and then feed them towards frost, as long as you're doing quite well in your initial fight, tier 1 army / tier 2 or tier 1.5, as long as you're putting threat on the enemy, then you can start really splashing some of your resources onto that. Although I do have the resources to go straight into mass frost ones if I wish to, but cigarettes is another issue. Tanks is a must with the human player. Orcs, it doesn't really matter, they're kind of a pain in the ass. Otherwise you could, for example with the yellow one, or the orange one rather, triple bestiaries and into bats and wyverns to counter air, as well as have strong sort of air support. And then this guy could just be the melee guy, keep getting grunts, maybe take him up once more and slowly work towards Tauren because he's got a war mill, but it's not really a big an issue. Just play it by ear as you go, but generally speaking, as long as you're getting rifles and fiends, you're in a really good spot. And the headhunters are like a bonus anti-air unit, because you definitely want some level of anti-air, because you're worried about the enemy basically pumping in, you know, heavy air units later on themselves into the game. And that more or less worked out, because they basically thought this would be a cakewalk and they were not prepared at all. So there you go. There's a little example of what you can get away with in a 1 versus 4. That was not difficult at all, because basically they weren't able to put up a fight. If they were able to put up a fight, I might have been a little bit more challenged. They didn't challenge me in my bases either. I've had a few of these 1 versus 4s now, so I'm getting a bit more used to how to handle it to some degree. So try to get towers early, but try to double up on your barracks or your crypt maybe. Undead you can do that, because you could go double crypt, fiends into tech, then get the web, because then the web counters the heavy air. But the problem with that is you're kind of missing out on the opportunity for skipping straight to frostworms, if your army is strong enough to keep the enemy busy whilst you go towards frostworms. Because if you get those frostworms, GG. As long as you've got the other guys, say the human going rifles and tanks, that's very strong anti-air support. That helps you out your frostworms. And like I say, with the orcs, you just get them, you know, going happy on the headhunters and the bats and the wyverns if you can. And maybe have one just for the melee. The grunts are great because you don't have to pay too much attention to them, and they soak up a lot of damage, and it allows your range units to just be very powerful. And if you had a night elf in that situation, I would just suggest heavy on the archers, and then optimize the archers in terms of the upgrades, but don't go too heavy on them unless you think you can get away with lots of archers, because they can really spread out, get a nice arc, and rain down arrows like hell when you're sieging enemy bases. But particularly with the Night Elf, you want to aim towards tier 2, get double, maybe even triple Ancient of Wind, and go nothing but hippogriffs, and upgrade the reinforced wild hides and stuff like that that benefit them, because hippogriffs are insanely good anti-air, and they really help you versus enemies that go strong anti-air, such as dragonhawks, bats, wyverns, gargoyles, that kind of thing, or even hippogriffs themselves. So if you have that alongside the tanks, alongside the frostworms, and the crappy tier 1.5 / tier melee / ranged army, you're going to have a good time. You could also get the human player to go Arcane Sanctum with Sorks and Priests to help boost up your army. But you might be dealing with mortar teams that are craftily playing, and they're going to take care of those. But they're always helpful, and they keep you in the fight a lot longer. But also with the human player, what you could do is go towards mortar teams. If you had a double human, you might want one human just going purely towards mortar teams, because not only is that going to help you siege enemy bases, it's going to help you fight versus the tier 1.5 / tier 2 armies, such as fiends and rifles, which are kind of crappy versus mortar teams. If you can get the tier 3 upgrade, which is fragmentation shards, and have a whale of time with that, and it helps you just push through those enemy bases or towers a lot easier. Alright then, like I say, I wasn't prepared for that. I was prepared to do a different strategy, but I didn't get to do it, so there you go, you got this instead. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, like and comment, and hopefully some of these insights might help you in a situation of 4 versus 4 RT, because 1 versus 4 can sometimes be the hardest thing in the world, or sometimes it could be the easiest thing in the world. It depends on your situation and your enemies and what they're up to. So as long as you have the right mindset of what you're aiming to do, and what units to sort of like spread throughout all 4 of your different army archetypes, then you can pretty much keep a good control on the fight and keep pushing it towards the enemy just giving up, because they're like, holy shit, I wasn't expecting to have to do anything here. I was teching towards mass tier 3 shims. I wasn't expecting to have to build a unit, because there's no way I was expecting to put up a fight. Well, Sometimes it can be a blessing. The only thing that screwed me over was Orange being like, well, this sucks, doesn't it? And he wasn't even fucking doing anything. He didn't even initially send his peons off for gold. So it's just as well the enemy didn't put up too much of a fight there, because one of the hardest things in a 1 versus 4 is having some of your allies, obviously, the bases, on uneven resources or uneven grounds or tech paths, because that's what really starts to confuse you later on, because you start to try to build these things. You're like, hang on a second, oh no, Orange can't build this because he's like 500 fucking gold down because the guy didn't do anything with him opposed to the other Orc player that I was controlling. What do I do? So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like and comment. I'll see you later. Bye bye.